Hello everyone, welcome to CBS Institute, welcome to current affairs session. In this video, we will be discussing some of the recent important current affairs. These are very important from the point of view of upcoming exams. Watch the video completely and prepare your own notes. Now let us start our session with the first one. See, Reserve Bank of India, the banking regulator in the country, has again come into news. Okay. Now before we are going to discuss the issue, now let us assume a situation. Okay. See, for example, this is a bank. Okay. For example, State Bank of India. Now this State Bank of India has lent rupees 100 to person X. Okay. Now the person X has to repay the money on monthly basis, for example. Okay. So these monthly payments are called equated monthly installments. Okay. EMI. So there could be a question with associated with EMI as well. Okay. So EMI stands for equated monthly installments. Okay. EMI includes principal amount as well as interest amount. Okay. See here, for example, this person has paid rupees EMI for the first month, next month and next month as well. Okay. Now assume this situation, he has not paid amount for this month, next month and another month as well. Okay. See, if a person, okay, if a borrower does not repay the amount for 3 consecutive months, okay, for 3 consecutive months, then it becomes non-performing asset. Okay, non-performing asset. Before this, you have to know what are the assets. Okay, loan is an asset from the bank point of view. Okay, see, for example, person A has deposited rupees 100 with State Bank of India. From State Bank of India's point of view, all the deposits are liabilities. Okay, all the deposits are liabilities because bank has to repay the amount to the depositors. Okay, so all the loans, okay, from the bank's point of view, all the loans are called assets. Okay, are assets. So this is a loan. See, non-performing asset is an asset. This asset has ceased to generate any income to the bank. Okay, if an asset ceased, if an asset stopped to generate any income to the bank, then it is called non-performing asset. Okay, when a loan is not repaid for 3 consecutive months, then it becomes non-performing asset. This is also very important term from the point of view of examination. Okay, so Indian banking system is facing so many problems. Okay, out of the so many problems, one of the prominent problems is non-performing asset. Okay, non-performing assets. Individuals, companies are taking loans from the banking system, but they are not repaying the amount on time. Okay, so all the assets, many of the loans are becoming non-performing assets. Okay, see, now State Bank of India, okay, State Bank of India has lent rupees 100 to the person X. Okay, assume this situation again, he has repaid amount rupees 20 to State Bank of India and EIT is overdue. Okay, now the person has to repay the rupees EIT, but he is not repaying the amount. Okay, so the person has gone into losses and he is unable to repay the amount rupees EIT. Okay, now what about the rupees 80? Okay, now what about the rupees 80 that is to come to the State Bank of India? Okay, so if this person does not pay the amount to rupees 80, then the bank will go into losses. Okay, so in order to solve this problem, okay, there are other companies. Okay, other companies were established. Okay, other companies were established. Now what happens here is, this company approaches State Bank of India here, okay, and purchases this loan, that is 80 rupees loan will be purchased by this company. Okay, this company. Now what happens is, this company, okay, for example, pays rupees 60 to State Bank of India and the rupees EIT asset will be transferred to this company, and this company will recover this EIT rupees from this individual. Okay, so they will employ some strategies Okay, they will employ some acts and recover rupees 80. Now what happens here is State Bank of India will get rupees 60 instead of 80, but it will save the amount of time. Okay, amount of time. So here these companies are called asset reconstruction companies. Asset reconstruction companies. Okay, asset reconstruction company is a specialized financial institution that buys bad assets, non-performing assets from the banks. Okay, so this is very important term. You can encounter this at the time of interview as well. What is an asset reconstruction company? Can be a question. Okay, so asset reconstruction company is a financial institution that buys non-performing assets from the banking system. Okay, so there are some non-performing, okay, there are some asset reconstruction companies in India as well. Okay, so there are asset reconstruction companies, so they are working in the non-performing assets field. Okay, now why this issue has come into news is, okay, Reserve Bank of India has constituted a 6-member committee. Okay, 6-member committee in order to undertake, okay, a comprehensive review of the working of asset reconstruction companies, whether they are working in a more effective way or not. Okay, so this committee will review the working of asset reconstruction companies. Okay, so this committee is headed by, okay, Sudarshan Sen. Sudarshan Sen. Okay, see, whenever a committee or commission comes into news, you have to know the chief of that particular committee. Okay, see, so Sudarshan Sen committee is associated with to review of the working of asset reconstruction companies. Okay, see, asset reconstruction companies were set up, okay, under the securitization and reconstruction of financial assets and Enforcement of Securities Interest Act 2002. Okay, so this is called SARFAESI. Okay, this is called SARFAESI Act 2002. SARFAESI Act. So SARFAESI stands for the Securitization and Reconstruction of Financial Assets and Enforcement of Security Interest Act that was enacted in the year 2002. Okay, another important point to be kept in mind with respect to ARCs is asset reconstruction companies are regulated by Reserve Bank of India. Okay, Reserve Bank of India provides licenses for the establishment of ARCs under this particular act that is called SARFAESI Act 2002. Okay, so this is very important. So questions can be asked with respect to this issue. Recently, RBI has constituted a 6-member committee to review the working of the asset reconstruction companies. Who is the chief of this particular committee? Sudarshan Sen. Okay, so what is ARC? Could also be a question. Asset reconstruction company. Definition can be asked. Okay, so this issue is important from the point of view of main exam as well as from the point of view of interview. Okay, so whenever a committee comes into news, you have to know the chief of that particular committee and also the field that is associated with this particular committee. Okay, now let us take up the next one. See, here a prominent person, human rights activist in the country Saudi Arabia has come into news. Okay, see, her name is okay, see here, a famous human rights activist. She is from Saudi Arabia, has come into news. Her name is Loujain Al Hathloul. Okay, see, she fought for human rights. She fought for women's rights, in fact. Okay, she fought for the rights of the women in the country Saudi Arabia. Okay, see, few years back, driving from women. Okay, so driving from the women community was not allowed. Okay, so recently only Saudi Arabia has lifted the restrictions on the driving. Okay, so women driving also. Okay, see here, she fought for women rights in the country, women's rights in the country. So her name is Loujain Al Hathloul. Okay, see, there is a prominent award that is given by Parliamentary Assembly of Council of Europe. Parliamentary Assembly of Council of Europe. This is called PACE. Okay, this council gives an award, that is Human Rights Award. This is called Václav Havel Human Rights Prize. Václav Havel Human Rights Prize. So this year, this famous person has been selected for this award. Okay, so there could be a question. Recently, human rights activist from Saudi Arabia has been selected for Václav Havel Human Rights Prize. Who is she? Could be a question. Okay, what is her name? Could be a question. So this becomes our answer. Okay, otherwise question could be asked from another angle as well. Loujain Al Hathloul has been selected for this award. She is from which of the following countries? By giving the option. Okay, by giving the options. So this could also be a question in our exam. So this comes under the awards section. Okay, so we can expect questions with respect to awards. Okay, so this becomes very important because this issue is associated with human rights. Okay, that too women rights. Okay, so these are the important points. Okay, now you have to know on your own where is this PACE, where is the location of PACE. Okay, how many countries are part of this council. Okay, so on your own you have to know this. Okay, so these are the important points with respect to this issue. Now let us take up the next one. See, IIT Kharagpur scientist. IIT Kharagpur scientist Suman Chakrabarti. Suman Chakrabarti. See, a scientist from IIT Kharagpur, Suman Chakrabarti, has been selected for G.D. Birla Award. G.D. Birla Award for scientific research. Scientific research. Okay, so this is 30th edition of the award. Okay, G.D. Birla Award for scientific research. See, his research helped construction of the affordable housing. Affordable housing. So low cost housing was possible. Okay, earlier low cost housing was possible because of his contribution to the research. Okay, so his research to the field of affordable housing. Okay, so Suman Chakrabarti has been selected for 30th edition of G.D. Birla Award for scientific research. Okay, see, this award is given by K.K. Birla Foundation. K.K. Birla Foundation. Okay, so these are the important points with respect to this issue. Okay, so the questions can be asked like this. IIT Kharagpur scientist has been selected for G.D. Birla Award for scientific research. What is his name? Could be a question. Or Suman Chakrabarti has been selected for G.D. Birla Award for scientific research. He is from which of the following IITs? This could also be a question. Okay, this award is given by, could also be a question. Okay, now note down all the important points with respect to this issue. Okay, so these are the important points. Now let us take up the next one. See, earlier we have seen that Piyush Goyal, Minister for Railways, Minister for Trade and Industry as well. Okay, so earlier he launched eSantha, an electronic platform. Okay, so for aquaculture fishermen, okay, aquaculture farmers. So you can watch our earlier videos to know the information about e-Santa platform. Okay, so this is very important from the point of view of examination. See, under the Ministry of Trade and Industry works Directorate General of Foreign Trade. Directorate General of Foreign Trade. So this is responsible for the implementation of all the acts related to foreign trade. Okay, so recently Piyush Goyal has launched a mobile application called DGFT, Trade Facilitation App. Okay, Directorate General of Foreign Trade, Trade Facilitation mobile application. Okay, see, this gives a quick access to information. Okay, this gives quick access to information related to imports, exports, for example charges, etc. Okay, so this is very useful for importers and also exporters. Okay, so Trade Facilitation App of Directorate General of Foreign Trade has been launched by Piyush Goyal. Another important point with respect to this issue is this application was developed by Tata Consultancy Services, that is TCS. Okay, see, questions can be asked from different angles. Who among the following ministers has launched Trade Facilitation App of DGFT? Okay, then the answer becomes Piyush Goyal. Okay, see, recently Piyush Goyal has launched DGFT, Trade Facilitation App. This mobile application has been developed by which of the following companies? Okay, this could also be a question, that is TCS. Okay, so earlier he launched e-Santa mobile applications as well. Okay, mobile application. This was actually electronic platform, not mobile app. Okay, electronic platform. So in order to know the information, you can watch our previous video. Okay, so these are the important points to be kept in mind with regard to this mobile application, that is Trade Facilitation application. Okay, now let us take up the next one. See, Union Minister for Housing and Urban Affairs, Hardeep Singh Puri. Okay, Hardeep Singh Puri. See, recently he has launched a challenge. Okay, so it is like a hackathon. Okay, so he launched Eat Smart Cities Challenge. Eat Smart Cities Challenge. See, what is a smart city? With regard to smart cities program, we will make separate video. Okay, so here this challenge is to encourage the smart cities and other cities to create inspiring Indian cities to create healthy, safe, secure, sustainable environment. Okay, so this is to encourage the cities and also smart cities to create safe and sustainable environment, that is food related environment. Okay, so there should not be any contaminated atmosphere, okay, in the areas where food is served. Okay, so this challenge has been launched by the Minister for Housing and Urban Affairs, Hardeep Singh Puri. Okay, so he has also launched Transport for All. Okay, Transport for All. This is all. Transport for All. This challenge is to encourage the cities, to create safe and reliable transport. Okay, safe and reliable transport. So this is actually to encourage cities to develop safe and reliable transport for all the persons. Okay, see, the eligibility, okay, who are eligible to participate in these challenges, in these two challenges, is cities okay, smart cities, okay, smart cities, other cities with more than 5 lakh population, okay, smart cities and other cities, okay, and also capital cities of states and union territories, okay, union territories, capital cities of states, union territories, smart cities and other cities with population of more than 5 lakh are eligible to participate in these challenges, okay. So winner will be awarded with a suitable prize, okay. So which country is developing safe and sustainable food environment, okay. So here a challenge will be given and one city will be selected, okay, one city, whichever the city which strived for creating reliable food environment will be selected for the award, okay. So these are the important points with respect to this issue. So question can be asked, who among the following ministers has launched Eat Smart Cities challenge and Transport for All challenge? The Minister for Housing and Urban Affairs, okay. So what is the main objective could be question, and what is the main objective of this challenge could also be a question, okay. So these are the important points with respect to this issue, okay. Now with this I conclude today's session, okay. Thank you for watching.